Have you ever noticed how society quietly treats being alone like something is wrong with you? If you don't have many friends? If you enjoy your own company? If you disappear for days and feel completely fine? People assume you're lonely, or broken, or antisocial. But psychology says something very different. In fact, the people who prefer solitude often have minds that work on a deeper level. They're not disconnected from the world, they're selectively connected. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness is emotional pain. Solitude is emotional choice. Psychologists describe people who prefer being alone as individuals who regain energy in low-stimulation environments, not because they dislike people, but because their nervous system processes information more intensely. Crowds drain them. Noise overwhelms them. Constant interaction burns mental fuel. So they step back, not to escape life, but to function better within it. People who spend more time alone also spend more time inside their own mind, and that isn't a weakness. Time alone forces reflection. Reflection builds self-awareness, and self-awareness creates emotional intelligence. These individuals understand their triggers. They question their beliefs. They analyze their emotions instead of avoiding them. While others distract themselves with constant interaction, they sit with their thoughts, and most people can't do that. That's why people who prefer solitude often appear calm, grounded, and emotionally mature. Their brain works differently. Psychology shows that people drawn to solitude often have higher internal stimulation. Their mind is already busy thinking, observing, connecting ideas, and imagining possibilities. They don't need constant external input to feel alive. Where others need noise, they need quiet. Where others seek stimulation, they seek clarity. This is why so many writers, thinkers, programmers, artists, and strategists prefer being alone. Silence isn't empty to them, it's productive. People who prefer solitude don't collect people, they select them. They would rather have one meaningful conversation than 10 shallow ones. They don't enjoy small talk, they value depth. This makes them seem distant or selective, but in reality, they're intentional. When they let someone into their inner world, it means something. They don't rely on constant validation. They don't need approval, attention, or social confirmation to feel secure. Their sense of identity is built internally. This independence makes them less influenced by trends, harder to manipulate, and more comfortable standing alone. Psychologically, this is rare. Most people fear being alone because it forces them to face themselves. People who prefer solitude already did that work. Spending time alone also builds emotional resilience. They learn how to self-soothe, how to regulate emotions, how to handle stress without external support. When something goes wrong, they don't immediately look for distraction. They process, they adapt, they recover. That's why they often appear unbothered during chaos. Not because they're numb, but because they're regulated. Modern culture glorifies being busy, being social, and being constantly surrounded. But psychology tells us something uncomfortable. Popularity doesn't equal fulfillment. Noise doesn't equal connection. People who prefer solitude see through this illusion. They choose peace over performance, clarity over chaos, depth over display. And that's why they're often ahead in life quietly, without needing attention. Of course, being a loner isn't effortless. It comes with misunderstanding, labels, pressure to fit in. They're often seen as distant, strange, or disconnected, not because they don't belong, but because they don't pretend. Still, the trade-off is worth it. They trade surface-level belonging for inner alignment. So if you prefer being alone, if silence feels comforting, if you don't need many people to feel complete, you're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not missing out. You're wired for depth. And in a world addicted to noise, that might be your greatest advantage. Some people shine in crowds, others shine in solitude, and the ones who walk alone often see the clearest.